Welcome everyone, Build Out here. I am super excited about this one. In this video, I want to talk to you about how to deal with project resources assigned to multiple projects. Okay, that comes up all the time. I've said it before on this channel, I'll say it again. Long gone are the days in IT projects where project managers and project resources are assigned to just one project. It's not going to happen, right? Unless that project is massive, it's just not going to happen. You and your project team members are going to be assigned to multiple projects. It happens all the time, so it's just something that you as a project manager, you're just going to have to deal with because it's just the new reality, right? I've been in the project management industry for the last 31 years. And when I first started, we were all in the office. We all worked on a single project. And frankly, we just didn't have the level of multitasking that is happening today, especially since COVID. We're running at crazy rates, right? And frankly, we're burning out people. We're seeing it all the time. 13, 14 Zoom calls a day, every day, is really going to burn out people fast. There's really nothing that you as a project manager can do about that, sadly, and I'll explain why. But I'm sure you're experiencing the same thing, right? Everyone is overwhelmed. Everyone is really busy. So why is that? Why can you as a project manager, why can't you do anything about that? Well, it's pretty simple, really. You as a project manager are not often the functional managers of your project resources. So functional manager, what I mean is the hire and fire manager. You can't often hire and fire a developer, a tester, a designer, or an architect, right? You as a project manager, you get them assigned to your project, but you don't know and can't control how many other projects they're assigned to. Does that make sense, right? Okay, let's keep diving into this. But if you do like this, again, quick reminder, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell. I really appreciate it because I'm releasing these types of PMO and project manager videos all the time. Okay, but before I continue, I do have to ask you a question. You as a project manager, are you dealing with multiple resources that are working on multiple projects? Or do you have a single resource that's working on multiple? Do you have multiple resources? So your project resources, are they working on multiple projects, or do you actually are managing a project right now that's so large that's only dealing with one project? Yeah, probably not. But I hear you, right? And so that's exactly what I want to do, is I want to help you with this process, but I want to tell you a story, right? So back when I was first managing projects, or really I was about 10 years or so into it, I was working for a large cellular company in Redmond, Washington. I was working in a project management office. I wasn't the PMO director at the time. I was just a simple project manager dealing with all the same issues that you're dealing with, and I had about 9 other peer project managers. Okay, so we were managing data warehouse type of projects. Part of the large component of these projects were the extract, transformation, and load processes, which all data warehouse projects deal with, and therefore the resources that we were going after the most were the ETL developers. Okay, so those ETL developers, there was a small but mighty team, and they were very, very busy. So me and 9 other project managers were going after those resources. We needed them on our projects because, frankly, they were the key to getting that project completed, because all of our projects were data warehouse projects, and therefore we had to do that. So it's me, 9 other project managers going after a small set of ETL resources. I wasn't the PMO manager at the time. That was 4 or 5 years later when I became the PMO manager. In this scenario, I was actually a project manager. But one of the interesting things is, during that time, I never went late. I never had a resource request denied, right? So there was a series of steps that I followed that really helped me be successful in and really obtaining resources that were working on multiple projects. Want to hear what I did? Okay, will you keep this between you and I? All right, don't share this story, okay? But before I do, one of the concepts that I live and breathe every day in my project management is the art and science of project management. Okay, we've all heard that before. You know, the art is the relationship, the communications, the influence without authority. The science is the issue log, the project schedule, the action item log, the weekly status meetings, the weekly status reports, right? I was a full-time project manager, and very, very quickly in my career, I really got how important that was. I really got to the point where I was like, okay, we need to really understand this because it's critical in the success of a project. I can't stress that enough. So what I would do, and one of the biggest secrets that I did, is I connected with the resource managers. I actually had one-on-ones with the resource managers and one-on-one with the resource managers, directors or managers or wherever they were, but 1 and 2 levels above. So not only did I connect with my team and I connect with my resources on the team, I connected with the resource managers and really built those solid connections. I built solid relationships. I built solid, right? I went to lunch with them and just really connected with them. Now, my other peer project managers didn't do that. They felt like, hey, when the project team members were assigned, they worked with the project team members, they built great relationships. But I went that extra step. I connected with the resource managers and the resource managers because I saw that from an art perspective and a communication and a relationship perspective, if I needed project resources, I would connect with those 2 extra levels. Does that make sense? And that helped me tremendously, right? Not only did it build great relationships and really build great stories between, we're going to lunch, going to coffee, really connecting with them personally. When it came time to actually get resources assigned to my project, well, guess what happened? Yeah, exactly. I got those resources. There was no question. Can I have a resource stay a little longer? Could I have a resource work a little harder, get something done faster? 100%, because I connected with the resource managers. Not all project managers are doing that. If you're working on a project and your resources are spread across multiple other projects, then really one of the best things I can suggest is connecting with those resource managers and the next level above to really help you be successful. It was a huge mistake of the other project managers. I jumped on that and really made sure that that was a key part of how I was managing my projects. Now, there was the science part of that, right? Because when I was managing my projects, I had to have good schedules. I had to have good risk and issue logs. I had to have that foundation, and we've talked about that before in other videos. But I needed to have schedules and when I needed those resources, because when I worked with the resource managers, I'd say, I need your resource from this week to that week, or this time frame to that time frame. So I was solid. I had solid schedules. I had solid asks. There was no wishy-washiness. We knew exactly what we needed to do. We knew exactly when we needed those resources. And so the resource managers really appreciated that. So the art was the relationship and building a relationship between the team members, the managers, and the next level up. And the science was having a solid project schedule to know exactly when we needed those resources, because that was critical as well. And so it was really that balance of art and science that helped me work on projects, have multiple resources that were working on multiple projects, and still get my projects in on time, on budget, and with that right value. What do you think? Does that make sense? It's what I've been doing for years. Just a quick reminder, please like and subscribe, and more importantly, go watch my next video on project resource estimating. How do you as a project manager get great estimates on tasks from your project resources? Thanks for watching. My name is Bill Dow. I'll see you online. Thanks.